Just today, we got even more information about the big upcoming update into Hypixel Skyblock, which Jay of Armin, one of the lead developers of Hypixel Skyblock, confirmed just the other day will be coming to Alpha Network soon. The thread we got today was absolutely massive, and some of the upcoming changes we have to look forward to is going to be a huge armor rework, adding 4 different pieces of armor into the game, like cloaks, gauntlets, belts, and necklaces. A massive rework to dungeon essence, and also completely nerfing Hypixel Skyblock's best weapon, the Terminator bow, into the ground, as well as some new information on brand new enchantments and confirming that the Nether update is on its way. But before we do get started with this video, like always, if this video ultimately does end up helping you out, or you have seen other videos like this, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out so much more than you think. And we just hit 13,000 subscribers the other day. The channel growth has been absolutely amazing lately, like always. Thank you guys so much. Also, another big announcement is right now in the Discord server, we are having a 100 million coin giveaway hosted by one of our Discord community members, Tabraxis. Thank you so much for this massive contribution, and I'm so proud we're able to host a giveaway like this. The link for the Discord will be in the description. If you have any questions or you want to know what my mod and resource pack are, you can also find those in my Discord as well. Please do consider joining. Like always, if you'd like to skip to any part of this video that's more prevalent to you, there's always timestamps in the time bar below. But if you're here for the actual video, let's get straight into it. The first big upcoming change noted in this thread is going to be a massive armor rework. As of right now in the game, we have 4 pieces of armor, which goes to the helmet, the chestplate, the leggings, and the boots. These pieces have served us well for a while, but Hypixel is planning on adding in 4 new armor pieces into the game, which is going to be cloaks, gauntlets, belts, and necklaces. All 4 of these things will have visual representations in the game, and Skyblock has also noted that all of these drops will be coming from the same loot pools as well, which essentially means that right now, if you look at any dragon armor, for example, young dragon armor, the helmet, the chestplate, the leggings, and boots are all crafted from young dragon fragments. If these 4 new pieces were added into the game, the cloak, necklace, gauntlet, and belt would all still be crafted from young dragon fragments because it's part of the same loot pool. This would not only apply to dragons, but every other loot pool in the game. So dungeon chests, for example, should have 8 pieces of armor now that are going to drop. As for the stats of each armor piece, we don't have a whole lot of information on which pieces are going to be good, if they're going to give you extra defense and health like the armor in the game already does, or if they're just going to be mere accessories. But one thing we do know for sure is they're going to be adding to the set bonus of whatever armor you're using. Another one of the big changes Skyblock is doing is really emphasizing armor sets. Skyblock noted in this thread that you're now going to be able to get full set bonuses of armor from only wearing 2 pieces. This means that essentially when I'm wearing young, I could get the full set bonus of wearing young with only wearing 2 pieces. The issue is the less amount of pieces you have, the less amount of the full set bonus you get, if that makes any sense. So for example, if I'm wearing 2 pieces of young armor, I will still get part of the full set bonus, but not the whole thing. Meaning that in the new update, this full set bonus for wearing 2 pieces of young will probably be an extra 20% walking speed instead of an extra 70% like it is right now. This makes it so full set bonuses are always better as long as you're wearing the full set, and this is also going to apply to the new armor added into the game. The cloaks, gauntlets, necklaces, and belts are likely going to be adding additions to the full set bonus of most items, and the full set bonuses will probably be growing exponentially. What's really cool about this is this now means you can do some cool wacky combos. Like, this doesn't make any sense, but this is the armor I got right now. If you were to mix submerged shark scale with young armor, you'd be able to get part of the full set bonus of young armor and part of the full set bonus of shark scale at the same time, which honestly is kind of a cool feature. And since they're adding 4 new pieces to the game, this is going to be even more crazy. This means you could have up to 4 different full set bonuses going on at the exact same time. It's a bit ambitious, and I'm genuinely excited to see what they're going to end up doing with this new system. But in the next upcoming changes, and one of the biggest meta shifting changes that we're going to be getting in the 1.0 update is going to be completely working the entire Dungeons Essence system and indirectly completely nerfing the Terminator bow into the ground. Essentially, what Skyblock plans on doing is completely removing the ability to dungeonize items that are not from dungeons. This literally means items like the Juju bow and the Terminator bow that are both obtained specifically from Enderman Slayers are now going to be unable to be dungeonized. This is because Hypixel feels like there's enough items in dungeons to completely take up the role of dungeon items, which means the meta for dungeons is going to be using exclusively dungeons items now. This means the Juju bow and the Terminator bow are both going to be getting massive nerfs to their dungeon usability, which for the Terminator bow was generally its main purpose. Luckily, this may mean we're going to end up getting some brand new dungeons weapons in the near future so that people can still do the higher master mode floors without a Terminator bow. Luckily, that was only half of the Essence update. The other part of the Essence update is going to make it so you can now upgrade any weapon in the game with Dungeon Essence. Now, don't get mistaken here, because this doesn't mean that you're going to be able to dungeonize every single weapon, which is now going to be a different thing. Instead, you're going to be able to upgrade every weapon outside of dungeons with Essence. This will add a huge incentive to doing dungeons, because now to get the best performance out of every good weapon, you're going to need to end up 5-starring it with Dungeon Essence. With this also means they're going to be adding some new essences into the game, and you're now going to be able to salvage any weapon in the game, not just dungeon items. So it looks like with this change, Dungeon Essence is now going to be one of the key factors for fully upgrading every single weapon and probably armor in the game as well. Even though you're able to 5-star every weapon now, it doesn't though mean it's going to be good in dungeons. Now that we've heard some massive changes to armor and some massive changes to weapon, it's only fair that we hear about the brand new changes coming to modifiers and enchantments as well. One of the big things that Skyblock noted is they're going to be adding in more enchants, which is great. We have a lot in the game right now, but instead they're going to be changing up the diversity of how enchants works. At this current point in the game, there's a list of a bunch of meta enchants that you always put essentially on every weapon. I'm not going to read them all off right now, but this aspect of the end has the majority of them. There's a couple variations here where you can use prosecute and execute. There's first strike and triple strike. There's siphon and lifesteal, but pretty much those are the only variations we have in enchants. There's also ultimate enchants as well, which obviously have a lot of variation, but they plan on adding basically a brand new class system to how enchants works. There's now going to be offensive enchants, defensive enchants, supportive enchants, and technical enchants as well, whatever that means. And essentially it seems like you're going to only be able to have one of each class at a time. So if you want to end up doing more DPS, you're going to probably end up running the offensive enchants, but you're going to end up risking your own life while doing it. If you want to run the defensive enchants, you'll be doing less damage, but you'll have more HP. Support enchants will probably help you and your teammates at the expense of defense and damage, and the technical enchants, I'm not too sure about. We'll see about that, but honestly, having some diversity in the enchants is really exciting, and it now means enchanting won't be as simple as putting the same enchants on every single weapon. The other thing that they're going to be changing just a bit is going to be modifiers, hot potato books, and gemstones as well. Hypixel basically said they're just going to be streamlining the system for how modifiers work. This will definitely make it so there's going to be more demand for things like gemstones, which people don't really know how to get into a whole lot yet, making it so they're more easy and more compatible for people to use. And one of the last pretty big changes they're going to be adding is a pretty significant rework to the accessory bag and talismans. But don't worry, they're not going to be making it so you can't recombobulate your talismans. That was only a glitch the other day and is not part of this thread. What they're instead going to be doing is now making it so you can switch between different reforges on your accessory bag. So that means, for example, if I were on Shaded and I wanted to switch over to Bloody, all I would have to do is buy the Reforged Stone for each of them one time. I would have to buy the Shaded Reforged Stone and then the Bloody Reforged Stone. Once you have both Reforges unlocked on your accessory bag, you can now switch between the two Reforges at will. The interesting part here is they're also now going to be completely removing reforging talismans, which sounds really weird at first, but they're going to be making it so now you can only reforge your accessory bag, meaning that if you reforge your accessory bag to Shaded, if you put any talisman within this bag, it'll automatically give the stats that Shaded has. Or you can switch your accessory bag to Bazaar, and every single one of the talismans inside of it will then have the Bazaar reforge. This makes talismans extremely simple, and I'm guessing they're doing this for new players, but it does have one issue, and that big issue is that you're not going to be able to have multiple reforges in your accessory bag now. For example, I use Strong, Shaded, and Bloody as well. You're not going to be able to do that anymore, and instead you're only going to be able to have one reforge. Like I said, this whole system does make the accessory bag a whole lot simpler, and you now won't have to waste that much money when going to other reforges on your accessory bag. And in this thread, we learned a little bit more about the upcoming Nether rework. We already heard a little bit about this in previous threads. Game developers have now confirmed that the Nether Island is going to be a combat island, and it's now going to reward the best set and more than likely the best weapon in the game as well. And unfortunately, we really don't have too much information on the upcoming Nether rework, but some ideas that are probably going to end up being added is, for starters, a new Slayer. A new Slayer getting added into the game from the Nether is completely realistic and more than likely going to happen, and is maybe going to potentially rewarding the best set in the game. Another thing that may be added is a rework to the Magma Cube boss. This is almost guaranteed to happen, and the Magma boss could also be the thing that drops the best set in the game. I hope we learn more about this update soon, and this Nether update will probably get its own thread in the future. And finally, I think we've made it to the end of this video. This has been one of the biggest upcoming changes change threads that we've ever gotten in a long time. And the really awesome part about this is that Jay of Armin confirmed on one of his tweets that the update may be coming soon. Of course, in this context, we don't really know what soon means. Hopefully it doesn't mean 3 to 5 business days. Luckily, it should be still sooner than most of us thought, and according to Jay of Armin's tweet, with a quick full-time release soon. If you enjoyed this video, like always, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out so much more than you think, and I appreciate it so very much. Consider joining the Discord. We're doing a 100 million coin giveaway, and with that all out of the way, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.